Torin is following the latest from Hong Kong. Anna, it looks like there are more people out with you now than there were last hour. What's happening?
Yeah, Christy, we've moved into a different location, and there is a bit of a standoff going on here between police and protesters. There have been thousands of protesters throughout the course of the day taking on the police, protesting against this very controversial national security legislation that Beijing has announced it is going to push through the Hong Kong legislature. This is unprecedented. They're basically going above local authorities and saying that this law, which would ban sedition, secession and subversion, as well as treason, international interference, that will come into play here in Hong Kong. Now, a little bit earlier, the protest anthem was played, people cheered. There's been multiple rounds of tear gas that have been fired throughout the day. The signs have gone up in the last few minutes, but we're yet to see the police fire that tear gas. But we've also witnessed dozens of arrests. And according to the police, they've arrested over 40 people. It gives you a sense, Christy and Victor, that authorities are not really showing much restraint. The protesters turn out, the sign goes up, tear gas is fired. Obviously last year we saw violent protests that paralysed Hong Kong. They started off in June, and the only reason they settled down was because of the outbreak of the coronavirus. This is the first real protest for 2020. And the concern, obviously, of Beijing is that Hong Kong will once again be embroiled by these protests. So by enforcing this national security law, something that authorities tried to do back in 2003, but there was such a public backlash they didn't go through with it. They're hoping by enforcing this law that will stamp out these protests, because public demonstrations where you are voicing your opposition to the government, opposition to the Communist Party, opposition to Xi Jinping, that will be a criminal offence. As for the details, what it's going to look like, we don't know. We understand that China will be allowed to have branches of the police or military here in Hong Kong. So perhaps once that law is enforced, which we're expecting to happen this week at the National People's Congress in Beijing, that perhaps we'll then see Chinese forces on the streets of Hong Kong. This is something we just don't know. But speaking to the pro-democracy lawmakers, the activists, they say that Hong Kong, as we know it, is now dead. It is one country, one system. Victor and Christian.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles and great millstone. Okay. And barakathum to you brothers as I teaching this truth with faith and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay. And this is an article on CNN. The title was Hong Kong protesters have promised a miracle, but China's national security law seems impossible to stop. Okay. And this article was just updated on 12:53 a.m. on Monday, May 25th. And I just wanted to get a little paragraph out of this article right here. It says, Sunday's march was the first opportunity many Hong Kongers had to respond to the revelation. And go into that word revelation, it means to be revealed, okay? To respond to the revelation last week that China's National People's Congress, NPC, the country's rubber stamp parliament, will bypass Hong Kong's legislature to impose sweeping anti-sedition laws that could drastically undermine civil liberties in the semi-autonomous city, okay? An anti-sedition law, man. And I'm going to go ahead and get the Strong's definition, okay, of sedition, okay? And in China's anti sedition law that they're bringing to Hong Kong, okay, this is basically going to put, you know, troops out on the street to stop them from rebelling, okay, against the country, you know. And so I'm going to go ahead. I already have it pulled up. This is the Strong's definition of sedition, 4714, stasis, okay? And the definition, a rebel, revolutionist, an insurrection, dissension, okay? That's pretty much all I want to get right there. And I'll get I also Googled it. And it says conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch, okay? And that's basically what sedition is, man. And this thing is gonna come to America, but when it comes to America, it's gonna be like nothing we've ever seen before, man. It's gonna be like nothing we've ever seen before, okay? Because the Bible speaks, Jacob's trouble will be a time like never before on the earth, man. It will be a time like never before on the earth. And I want to go ahead and get some scriptures. Okay. And this is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, man. That's basically what I just read, okay? The definition of sedition, man. They're going to rebel against the state or their monarchs, man. They're going to rebel against their own governments, man. And in America, this shit is going to be crazy when it happens, man. China is doing it first, man. Like the brother down in Mississippi said, Brother Kazat, okay? He said that China has done the best job into bringing in those draconian laws, man. And you know, China is like the blueprint of what they're gonna do to America, man. They already when they started that damn coronavirus, that shit first started, you know, in China. Next thing you know, China locked down, and then, you know, before too long in America, all 50 states are locked down, you know. And I'll continue reading. I'll read verse 16 over, okay? For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and their course of their actions shall stand in their power, okay? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, man. Why? Because when those troops come out here on America, it's basically martial law. Okay, and they're going to be setting up different checkpoints, you know, to the point where you can't, you know, go into another city, man. It's going to be a checkpoint. Okay. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, man. These are the times that we're coming into. Jacob's trouble, man. It's going to be crazy out here. It's going to be race wars. You're going to have to worry about your own damn government trying to kill you. Okay? There's going to be famine. And I believe that's what the next verse speaks about. Okay, yeah. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, man, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, man. Because there's going to be a famine out here, and there's not going to be anything at these stores, you know, at these supermarkets. Why? Because your next door neighbor's gonna have been hoarded up all the goods, man. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. So these are the times that we coming into, man. Jacob's trouble is going to be like no other time on this earth, man. Okay? And that's pretty much all I want to go into. You brothers got to keep watching the prophecies, man. And with that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles and great millstone. Okay? And Salawam to the hopefully elect. I hope you were edified.